Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge here. Today I would like to look at the topic of YouTube censorship. This has come up especially in recent weeks and months, where several YouTube channels their channels have just been shut down. They're just gone. And they're gone with very little warning and no real explanation given, and people are having their videos deleted, their content. I mean, there's so much going on with that. I could do an entire reading on that whole thing, but I want to do just a short video on this most recent spate, I guess, of what's been going on. I want to know what is behind this censorship, and what can be done to change that trajectory to be more favorable toward free speech, and what is the future related to this. So give me a moment and I'll shuffle up the cards and we'll get into this reading. So give me just a moment. Okay, a couple more times here. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'll cut the deck. Hold on a sec. All right, cut the deck. Okay, so what is behind this recent censorship? What is behind it? What should be done about it? And what is the outcome or future? So we've got the Ten of Swords, which is, this is like a finality, an ending, something that has been cherished or upheld or worked on. There's like a finality or an ending coming to something, like putting an end to something. And it's the picture is in the style of like a battle with the swords being drawn and the imagery of the blood and kind of the ominous dark in the background. So this isn't what's behind this. This feels like an effort to put an end to something, to be a final nail in the coffin to something. Now the people, the channels that have been targeted recently are people who are on probably alternative media types. They're talking about things that they're challenging narratives. They're looking at things from different perspectives that you won't hear these types of things on CNN or even Fox News or MSNBC. And they're asking questions. I've been following a couple of these people and kind of watching them and seeing what their take is on things. They have interesting thoughts and perspectives. It's just, they're different. They're, but that's where we learn it. Not, it frustrates me to see these people's channels get taken down when, why not have discourse? Somebody can be wrong about something. It doesn't mean we have to take their channel down if they're not being violent, if they're not being, calling for violence or something like that. If they're just expressing their opinions, even if we don't agree with them, they have the right to do that. I'm more libertarian minded when it comes to things like that. I really don't like censorship. Um, somebody has to be really egregious for me to want to just censor them and not let them speak. That's just my personal views on censorship. I really don't. I really don't like it. I think it causes us to be more polarized and more divided when we feel like we have to silence someone else. So anyway, that's just my personal thoughts on censorship. But getting back to the reading, um, with the Ten of Swords, this is an ominous card, and with the imagery of the darkness, the dark clouds in the background. This is like wanting to put an end to something. So I'm thinking that that's the motive, is wanting to put an end to whatever it is these certain channels have been either talking about, or that there's an effort to want to put an end to that. Not give them a platform, not give them an ability to say what they want to say in on a YouTube type of platform. Okay. All right. What should be done to change that trajectory? So this question is, what can we do about that censorship and censorship in general? Now this is interesting. We've got the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of someone who is very rooted over territory, very territorial. This is mine. This is someone who is very inflexible and controlling, and wants to control what's theirs or what they feel is theirs. They don't want to share. They're very closed off, and that's interesting to have that in this position of what should be done, because this is like, I'm getting all kinds of symbology with this too. I've got the checkered floor. We've got anyway, I saw the face of this gal, just reminded me of that spirit cooker lady, Marina. Anyway, yeah, she's she's a little on the dark side. We'll put it that way. I don't know why. But with her in the checkerboard, I feel like there's some sort of possibly symbolism, maybe like Masonic or something type of control or symbolism with it. That's what's standing out to me with that picture. But the idea of control, this is mine, this is ours, and this is kind of coming back to this question, wanting to put an end to something. I think YouTube probably feels like this is our domain, our area of control, and we're putting an end to speech we don't like, basically. And that is what should be done to change that. Well, I would think to change the structure of control, take that control, put that control back in the hands of individuals, decentralize. There's going to have to be a movement of the power structure or power center to be more dispersed and decentralized in order to fix that and change it to a more user-friendly type of platform. What is the future, light or dark? Well, we've got the devil reversed. Pan. The devil card is all about bondage, service to self, not service to others. I do find when it's reversed, that can be a good thing. It can mean that there can be freedom from oppression, release from darkness. There can be a movement out of being addicted or in bondage to some degree. All right, next row. Let's take a look here. So on top of that control, wanting to put an end to something, and on top of that card we have the Three of Wands. This is an outlook on the future. This is, when this card is upright, it's, the imagery is someone who is having their vision expanding. They're looking to build. It's long range. It's strategic thinking. It's very visionary and forward thinking. When it's reversed, to me, that represents someone who is not looking to expand. They're not thinking long term. They're becoming more rigid or narrow-minded in their view. And what should be done to change this to a better trajectory? We've got the Fool card. The Fool card is the imagery of somebody who is in bliss. They're getting ready to take off on a journey. They're carefree and they're about to fall off a cliff. Well, this is symbolic of starting over on a new journey and moving forward into something new. And I think what this is going to have to do is move away from this overt kind of, again, I get like this Masonic type of symbolism with the, it's just the feel I get, like this overarching feeling of clamping down and control, and this is mine, and this is like just that tough control. And this is branching out onto something new. So I think what should be done, what this is saying, is that there are plenty of other avenues to pursue, and maybe content creators should go places that are either more friendly or possibly find a way to the big unknown out here, this big cliff, this abyss that's right around the corner could mean that something that hasn't quite happened yet, like a new platform, a new means or a new venue or way to for certain people of a certain like-mindedness, like these few channels I've been seeing. They call themselves interested in truth and wanting to explore truth, and maybe there's a platform for that type of content that can have their own platform, perhaps. I think there's some new ways to explore that, but I think the idea that the tarot is saying is to get out from under that strict and stringent control. Things that seek to control generally will they're in the process of devolution. And what I mean by that is they're in the process, instead of growing and expanding, and it's like the cycle is now being reversed to where you're contracting. And that is what control does. Whenever people have control issues, they seek to constrict, and that is always I don't want to use the word negative, but I don't know how else to describe it. It's bringing something that is expanding and controlling it back down. There is a rhythmic cycle to life. There are natural laws that govern everything that we see, do, feel. Everything around us is governed by natural laws. And one of those is rhythm. And one of those is polarity. Where things expand, things then contract. What goes up must come down. As above, so below. There are corresponding principles and other principles within natural law that govern these types of things. So we can expect, YouTube at its heyday, whenever that was. I'm not sure the exact time, but it started out and then it grew and it expanded and it reached out and it was this great thing that everybody was coming in and it brought to the fullness. Well, if you don't anchor those energies in at that time and continue to invite light in so that you can expand, what naturally happens is the cycle then, it's like a pendulum. It swings out, then it swings back in. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on, let me check my phone here. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I forgot to turn off my phone vibration, and I had a phone call there, so sorry about that. Okay, back to this. I think I was talking about the rhythm and the pendulum. When things swing one way, they tend to go back another way. And the key is if you don't want to swing all the way back down to ground zero, you anchor those energies in where they're at. And so part of I think the challenge for YouTube is, instead of regressing back to a more of the Gestapo or totalitarian type of institution where they're cracking down on people just for having opinions, that's a negative devolution type where the pendulum is now swinging back, and it's going to affect the YouTube in general. It's going to affect the platform, and it may actually be the death knell to YouTube if they don't correct that. The best way to correct that is to stop that pendulum and re-anchor positive energies so that they can begin to move even more forward and advance even further than they've been. Just because a company reaches the pinnacle, that doesn't mean that's the best it'll ever be. They reach a pinnacle and then they swing back. This is like in general rhythm of life kind of thing. But that pinnacle, what if there's another pinnacle beyond that and beyond that? The sky is the limit. There is no limit to our creativity. There's no limit to how far we can go. The only limits we have are within our own minds and what we tell ourselves through our own programming and our own negative self-image that says, oh, I can't do that. Well, then that energy starts to pull back that was expansive. So the key is to always continue to expand. And when you do pull back and that negative energy seeps back, stop that and ground yourself there, and then begin to be enlightened and bring that light in again. So anyway, that sorry, I went off on that, but I wanted to kind of explain how that works and what I'm seeing here with this control and then this need to branch out in a brand new direction and maybe even just go off into the unknown just to see what's out there. And I think that there may be many other available platforms or other types of venues or other ways of expanding and getting the message out that these individuals are very creative, by the way, that their messages are just as important. Their voices are important too. So, all right. Next, what is the future, light or dark? Now, this is nice. We had the devil reversed, which is a possible freeing from bondage. This is nice as well. It's the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card. This is the wish card reversed. When the wish card, basically when it's upright, is you have your wish granted. It's very positive. When it's reversed, it simply means that you have to get clear on what you want to see happen. You can have at your disposal what you put your mind to, but what is that exactly? You have to get clear on what you really want to see manifested and what you want to see happen. Okay, last round. Okay, Two of Cups. So what is going on with the censorship? We've got the Two of Cups. This is like a divorce card, or when it's upright, it's very positive in terms of like a relationship. two people coming together. It's happy. It's a good energy. When it's reversed, it can mean divorce, a problem with a relationship, miscommunication, being like authoritarian type. It's like a non-loving. It's more of a combative relationship problem type. So there's some sort of negative emotional energy attached to this constricting vision on top of this card that was like putting an end to something. So it's very restrictive. Not a very nice feeling on any of these three cards on what is behind this censorship. Next is the what should be done to change that trajectory. We've got the balance card, and it's upside down, meaning it's out of balance. Things need to be brought back into balance. This is very much out of balance. The control, the needing to break into or break out of something, break into something new, or come out from under that control and strike out on their own type of feeling, but bringing something into balance. Let's see if I can get any intuitive hits with that. I just that feeling of not being balanced. And when things are balanced, that's your grounding point, as I was talking about earlier. Those pendulum swings, if you can be balanced in the middle, that's like the best place to be, where you're not swinging hard this way or hard this way. You're just maintaining that balance. That's the best place to be. And things are not balanced. And it's devolution. What's that word? Devoluting? Devolutioning? Anyway. What is the future, light or dark? We've got the business. This is a card of business and strategic partnerships, and it's reversed. Now, we have the coming out of bondage, the getting what you wish for, just needing to get clear on what it is you really want. And then this is meeting with strategic partnerships. I think it would be smart. Possibly what may be coming up is partnering with different people. Hopefully people that have the means whereby they can maybe create that new platform, or meeting with other people, meeting together. But this is more strategic. So I'm thinking this has to do with somebody in particular that can meet and kind of combat that dark, controlling aspect by creating something new. This is a strategic partnership. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out, but it seems like there is some new way, there is something new coming. There's something new coming down the road with this. And I don't know that it's been created yet, or that it's maybe in the beginning stages. So there may be a new platform that is going to be built. If so, how will that impact? I wonder, how will that impact you too? Because it could be a new, according to this card, the Fool card starting out brand new, could be a completely different venue. There are several other platforms out there. There's DTube and Steemit and Gab and different places. But this might be saying that there's more to come. I think there's more to come. And with the light coming out of the clouds and the light on it, there feels like there's some positive light energy coming with it too, okay? Last card, Ace of Wands. This is a card of new beginnings, creative endeavors. With it being reversed, it can be something that is stalled, or that there has to be a lot of work done to get something started. So I think, and again, we've got the rays of the sun here, the rays of the sun there, the rays of the sun there. These three cards were pretty important, or these two. And I think this is kind of tying in with those. To start something new or get a creative endeavor going, it's going to take a lot of effort. This is, with it being reversed. The fact that this is an Ace of Wands is a good thing because this is a card of new beginnings and starting something new, moving forward. But with it reversed, it just means it might take a little more effort than normal. Okay, I'm going to leave that here. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.